Hello, hello. How is everyone? Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm right here, Cece. How are ya? Hi, Teresa, Whispering, Raymond, Gypsy. Good to see you. How is everyone? Hard to believe it's the 21st of June already. Hi, Leslie. Hello, Joanne. Hi, Talks to Angels 91. Welcome in. Good to see you all. Well, what a day. Hi, Zipper. I hope you all saw my video yesterday, and know what we're kind of talking about today. Put a 1 in the chat if you are aware of what we're talking about the images of the man with the dark brown hair lurking by the vehicle. If you've seen any of the last videos in the last couple days or the live. Hi, Prayer Warrior. I saw your email. Thank you. Just want to make sure, put a 2 if you do not. Hi, Melly Cat. Don't know what I'm talking about, so I can make sure I give some background. But since we're in members, I won't if I don't need to. Oh, my goodness, Whispering Winds. You watched the memorial last night for the Decker girls? Oh, my gosh. I saw that you emailed me about Travis, and I will get to it. I've been working today because I wrote a letter to go along with these images and submitted it kind of like a tip, but also a little bit more than a tip. So not the full letter that I was going to do, because once I noticed the hairline and went through some things, and I'm going to go through it with you, I needed to submit a tip quick. So I'm going to read you the letter. Welcome in. I'm waiting for some of you to get in. Thank you for your patience that I delayed the members live this evening. I just really wanted to get this out to many, many people. So, oh my goodness, Whispering, I'm going to watch it. That poor mother. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Bliss. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Charlene. Well, it's been a day, right? Okay, so you've seen the videos, you saw the live. It's the footage where there is a face of a man with brown hair. You can see it on the thumbnail. Longer in the back, receding hairline, kind of like a widow's peak kind of thing. And then a little curl that goes down over the forehead. So I started thinking about it because of whom to me that resembled. And I went through Sebastian's small circle out of fairness. And I went through and I looked at Seth's hair at the time. I looked at CP's hair, not the women's, because this looks like a man to me. I pulled up DG's image. I don't know when that was taken, but that's the only one I really have. And TB's. And when I did that, I pulled up with CP and Seth, the closest ones to the time of the disappearance. For CP, it was that first interview. And that is where the long hair in the back, I noticed, because his hair is different now, right? It's the mullet or whatever he's got going now. But I noticed the long hair in the back, but what I noticed was that receding hairline up there, and then that curl, that hanging little piece. And my mouth hit the floor. So anyway, we are going to talk about it because I wrote a letter. At that point, you all, and I'm sorry I'm talking so slowly, I'm just kind of at a loss right now because I'm just shocked. So I wrote a letter, and I'm still writing the other letter with everything that we find that has been revealed that hasn't come to light or forth. Hi, Roxy. Hey, Nicey. But the letter I wrote, and I did send it to each FBI branch. Detroit, I sent it to the ones that had an email address. They all don't. The field offices. It was Nashville, Denver, Detroit, Columbus, many of them. And I sent it to TBI, and I got an automated response from them thanking me for the tip, or whatever it says in their automated. I can read that to you too. And then I sent it to Sheriff Craddock. I sent it to Brandon Carter. I sent it to the criminal investigations, sheriff in the criminal investigations of Sumner County. I sent it to many people. Oh, I sent it to America's Most Wanted tip line. So hold on one second. Okay, so you all, it was this memorial was tough. Okay, I watched it. That poor mother. She spoke. Oh my gosh, how did she even have the, oh, that poor woman. I will go watch it. Raymond, that was my first thought until, but the hair is, in my opinion, different, the hairline. His hairline, in my opinion, Raymond, we're talking about DG, matches the images from that we've looked at before, the alleged carrying out images. Take tissues, I will, Whispering Winds. We're talking, for those in the bushes and on replay, we're talking about the memorial for the Decker girls, Olivia, Evelyn, and Peyton. It was yesterday, June 20th, and the mother spoke, and the chat is telling me it was beautiful, it was sad, it was, I will go watch it, absolutely. So, Meemaw 4, can you send me a photo and we'll compare that too? Great thinking. But what I did is I started, the going around the small circle, right? Because Sebastian doesn't have a lot of friends who come and play, and mom doesn't, she never indicated she sets up play dates or anything like that. So it's the family. And then I went to the first interview, and then this is what I came up with. And it's alarming to me. First of all, it's alarming regardless of who it is, because no one should be not questioned if they are hiding between cars and one of the cars is of a child who's not been seen since. Okay, that is very important. And the reason I submitted it to everyone is because what if Sumner County never saw that? They should have, absolutely. But I'm saying, I don't know. But everyone's got it now, and I'm going to read the email to you. But in my opinion, that hairline looks the same. The long hair in the back, the receding hair, the little curl down the forehead. Okay? You don't have to agree with me at all. I'm just sharing what I see. So, in my opinion. Okay? But I do want to read to you, and I want to thank you. Welcome to our reunion. Welcome in. Come on in. And I will go watch that, you all. I will. Do we have a channel that it's on? And we can watch it together after I read you the letter? If someone wants to email me a link, we can watch it together. Okay? And I'll read you the letter. Sorry, my dog's giving herself a little bath here. She just got back from the groomer. But if you can hear her, I apologize. Okay, so let me read. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me read to you what I sent. Okay. Sorry, I just saw a bunch of emails. Okay. And it is sent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 people right there. Okay. And it says the subject was urgent. Man caught on Texas Roadhouse footage hiding near Sebastian Rogers. And I said, hi, Castle. Hi, Starlito. Hello. Please understand as you read this tip and information, numerous other agencies and elected officials are reading it as well. It has been 16 months since Sebastian was seen, and it just takes one of you to read this and help. Sebastian Rogers is an Amber Alert child, autistic, has water on the brain, and is missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. It is a very high-profile case. He was last proof of life in public on February 25th, 2024, leaving the Texas Roadhouse with his mother, Katie Proudfoot. What I am sharing is Texas Roadhouse camera footage of a man with dark brown hair hiding by Sebastian's car, crouching, trying to stay unidentified and hidden between Sebastian's car and the next one to it. This is terrifying when this was the very last moment Sebastian was ever seen in public. This footage was given to Dog the Bounty Hunter after he was asked by Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, to assist in locating Sebastian. They joined the team approximately 7 months after the disappearance. By the way, this went to TBI, Eric Craddock, Brandon Carter, Dog, and then many others. FBI field houses, etc. You are so welcome, Raymond. Thank you. That's very kind. They joined the team approximately 7 months after the disappearance. Through their transparency with the public, the world who has interest in the case, Dog shared the footage and asked for help scouring through the footage. Number 1, attached you will find 2 screenshots of a man hiding right at Sebastian's car. They are screenshots from the actual Texas Roadhouse footage. And then I wrote down the image number. Number 2, attached you will find the 2 screenshots of the man near the car from the Texas Roadhouse in comparison to the stepfather. This is all alleged in my opinion, my theory, my speculation, based on footage released, actual footage out there from the Texas Roadhouse. Nothing to be taken as fact. This is my speculation and me submitting a tip. No one is being accused. I am speculating. Excuse me. Same widow's peak, same forehead curl, same long hair in the back, and dark hair and facial. Not accusing, just observing, and want you to look into this, please. Then I put down the image numbers. Number 3, attached you will find an image of the stepfather 8 days later, whose alibi was he was in Memphis and hadn't been in Hendersonville for weeks. In my opinion, it is undeniably the person near the car hiding. He has publicly, on Nancy Grace and many others, admitted to hitting autistic Sebastian, who has water on the brain, with a belt. Image. Number 4, attached you will find a screenshot of the footage of who we refer to as Green Hoodie lurking by the car. Image. Number 5, attached you will find the link to an interview with Sebastian's father begging Sumner County Sheriff's Office for help in May of 2025, indicating, quote, the sheriff says he doesn't care what the public or his constituents think, end of quote. Here's the link. Number 6. Oops, I didn't number them right. Oops, I messed up the numbers, but this is number 6. Attached, you will find a link to my video revealing 2 people at the car. One called Green Hoodie. Sumner County Sheriff's Office has indicated this person was identified, interviewed, and cleared. However, no mention of the man with dark hair hiding with Green Hoodie person. Link. Number 5, it is actually number 8. Number 7, I guess. I messed it up. Attached is a flyer for Sebastian Rogers. I realize the Secret Service and the FBI are working on this case and have technology that works magic. If we can see what we can see with just a screenshot and enlarging it, You have abilities far beyond. I think it will be crystal clear to you who this person is, so they can be questioned as to their lurking and hiding near the car of a teen who has never been seen since. The locals have been concerned as they have received no direction as to their and their children's safety, not in 16 months. Not told if a stranger crept into the neighborhood and took Sebastian, and they should fear for their families. Nothing. There have only been 2 press conferences in 16 months, the last being in April of 2024. Now they see this footage and footage of flashlights in the backyard that night behind Sebastian's house. A neighbor and a cop from Hendersonville PD leaving the neighborhood vigil saying with tears in his eyes, quote, "It's bad, it's so bad." This is alarming to them because they know he was riding around with Sumner County Sheriff's Office that morning, according to the dispatch, and he was at the command post. Yet the neighbors received no support or guidance. It's shocking this was occurring around Sebastian in his vehicle just moments before his alleged, quote, running away barefoot in the middle of the night, end of quote. Thank goodness Dog the Bounty Hunter shared this, or no one would ever know such suspicious behavior occurred. In case the footage and image has not been pursued by law enforcement or shared up the ranks, I ask you to investigate. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' life. He is one of the FBI's most wanted. Please also follow the father's request and assist. Please also follow the father's request and assist him in convincing the Sumner County Sheriff to call in the U.S. Marshals. There is no reason not to. It is the life of a vulnerable and disabled teenager who wouldn't and want all and every resource they could utilize to find this young man. Please help find Sebastian Rogers. Help his father advocate with the Sheriff of Sumner County to call in the marshals. Sebastian is a constituent, a person, and deserves justice. As the DA in the 12th Judicial District of Colorado said yesterday after the indictment and arrest of Barry Morphew, quote, "It is never okay to say we're going to forget about it because it's too hard," end of quote. Thank you for the time and consideration you will apply to assisting with locating Sebastian Rogers, now 16, from Hendersonville, Tennessee, located and under the jurisdiction of Sumner County Sheriff's Office. That's it. Oh, really, Mima? Interesting, right? Michael. His dad's first name is Michael. Yep, you're probably right. So, what do you all think? Does it work? I sent it also to America's Most Wanted tip line. Let's hope so. I'm also going to be forwarding it tomorrow. I need a little bit of a brain break tonight. I'm going to forward it tomorrow to congressmen, senators. Many don't have email addresses, but the ones I can find, I will forward it. Thank you, guys. If there's anything you think I should be adding, I know we talked about many other things that we wanted to address in this, but because I just felt like it became more of an urgent tip to get in. So it has been sent in. It has been reported to TBI, Sumner County via Craddock and Carter, FBI, criminal investigations at Sumner County, America's Most Wanted tip line, and some other people as well. I am looking, that's CC. Someone had asked me, and they're looking, can someone find me Patel's email? Because he took an interest in Emily Pike's case from here in Arizona, the 14-year-old who was found unalived and just, not having every limb with her. And he met with that family. And he is going to help them. He took an interest. So I do feel it's very important that it goes to him too. I tagged Seth on this video as well. And you are very welcome, Mallycat. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Truly do. If you guys can find any emails for me, I will send them. I thought of that too, Gypsy. I did. And it's also being sent to Ashley Higgins in Oregon, the officer who took the police report from the eyewitness in Oregon and then forwarded it to Hendersonville. So you're right, Hendersonville PD too. Surrounding county sheriffs. Thank you. Great idea. Okay. I need a little bit of a brain break. If you have it, Prayer Warrior, please send it to me. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And, I just, no matter what you all, Melly Cat, that's just so kind of you. Thank you. No matter what you all, no matter who that person is, they have some explaining to do. A physical address. Thank you, Prayer Warrior. Thank you. Whoever that is hiding around the car. Oh, thank you, Lady Roses, and thank you for 5 months of support. Thank you, Mally Cat, for 8 months. And Raymond for 3. Thank you so much. Raymond, I know you've been around longer than that. So, regardless of who that person is, they can clear this up and see that person, speak to that person, because that needs to happen. That's the last person around Sebastian Rogers right there. Okay, and that's odd, weird behavior when you're bending over trying to hide next to his vehicle and then he's gone, not to be seen again. So regardless of who that is, that needs to be. And another thing that I thought of is, why wasn't it said like, okay, you remember within hours they had found green hoodie, cleared green hoodie. We'll just leave that there right now for a minute. We'll get to green hoodie later. But why not say, but we do need help identifying this individual? Or we've identified 2 individuals that were by the car. Because, like I said in my letter, now it's going to even unnerve the locals even more. They've had no answers at all, nothing, on their neighborhood or Facebook thing or neighborhood. And I'll pull that up for you guys too. They saw someone with short sleeves running through the neighborhood hiding. That was on I don't know if it was their neighborhood group, but I have a screenshot of it. That was that same night. Flashlights in the backyard that same night. People lurking around Sebastian's car right before he's never seen again. So all of that kind of goes together. And let's not forget the inside of the Texas Roadhouse. That's just weird to me. In my opinion, taking photos of Sebastian, never sharing those photos for the flyer. So many things. The looking around, just so many things. Just let's not forget the interview with the PI where they were saying ballpark. Sure. Somewhere between when we got home and when we went to bed, things like that. Trying not to be helpful when there's a child's life. Please do justice. That would be wonderful. Absolutely. Any emails you guys have for officials, because a lot of them don't post their emails, please send them to me. So there's, regardless of who it is, they need to be questioned. And this is really alarming. Now it makes sense when we think about what was said on Dog the Bounty Hunter and At Night's flyer for Sebastian. It appears from the last footage of Sebastian Rogers in Hendersonville on February 25th that he could be in danger. I always wondered before we saw this, I always wondered, what did they mean by that? Where did they see he was in danger? Because we had seen this footage, Texas Roadhouse footage, but I hadn't zeroed in on that yet. So I was always wondering what footage they were referring to. But now, to me, it's this footage. This would be alarming to anyone, whether you're an investigator, a sheriff, someone who has none of the above, a person walking by, which, by the way, I believe this might be why that guy who was working the takeout orders in the black sweatshirt kept looking over between the cars. It's not normal. It's suspicious to have people, especially one crouched over, trying to hide between the cars and not be seen. So, yeah, you just have to keep watching it, right? Yeah, and it's shocking. So now a lot of people see it. We're going to make sure a lot more people see it. And regardless who that person is, they have some explaining to do as to why they were hanging out by Sebastian's car, and he's no longer, have no idea where he is. And we're not going to stop because this is alarming. And imagine now how the locals feel. Now, this, people around the car. It's terrible. And I'm not saying the locals because they're more important than Sebastian and Seth, but I'm saying they live there too and they don't know anything. They've been told nothing except for the whispers from the command center, but that's to, people who were there around there. The neighbors, for the most part, and locals don't know anything except that there was flashlights, and then we're told it was a trash truck. Well, guess what? You can't tell me this guy's a trash truck. You're not going to be able to fool me because he's there. You can't hide him. He's there next to the vehicle of a little boy who was never seen again. Not only that, the moments before he was never seen again, he's right there with green hoodie. That's alarming. If you have any emails for your sheriff's department, let's send them everywhere. State police, anything, I will send it anywhere. It just takes a few extra clicks, okay? We really need eyes on this. This person has to be questioned. And then this person has to be, then we need to get into the other individuals around there. Yes, meaning the worker at the Texas Roadhouse by the back door. He was staring over there. Mm-hmm. Oh, gotcha. I need to go watch all their videos. I haven't gotten to see them all. Oh, goodness, whispering off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't know that off the top of my head. Hi, Minnie. We're at Walmart with you. Yes, any emails. He doesn't have his email that I could find, but yes, any governors, any elected officials that you have an email for, email it to me. Put elected officials or something, or sheriff or something in all caps, or whatever it is you're sending me, and I will add them to the email list. I do too. Justice said, Justice, I've been saying this for so long. I've been saying this since we had this situation where parents started reporting kids missing who weren't really missing. Justice says, I think when kids disappear, whomever they were last in with should be immediately arrested till the child is found. Charge should be neglected, in my opinion. Amen. I agree. Because we are getting so many parents who are saying, oh, I was sleeping. Oh, this, I don't know anything, right? And then we find out later, malarkey, or we can't find the children. Well, guess what? A lot of parents are going to make sure that door is locked. Wink, wink, right? Make sure that door is locked. Wink, wink. If they know they're going behind bars until their child's found. That will be a game changer if we could get that passed. Absolute game changer. Let's see here. See another comment here. I still feel in my opinion, this is from Bliss Blessings. The phone Silvers found that said an emergency name was Terry on the screen. Yeah, I do too. Ellie was not really interested in it, and he found it 27 miles out of town. Ellie finally took it from him. Mm-hmm. Yes, and he said, remember, well, he said that, yeah, their response to him wasn't what he would expected. So, yes, totally agree with you. And that 27 miles where he found that was where Janine Chrissy had said 27 miles away. 27.7, I believe she said. Silvers went out there looking and found that phone with other stuff, among other stuff. I do too, Whispering. I do too. Because remember, he found something else that he took to them, and he said that, you know, they responded on that. And then when it was the phone one, they responded this, you know, pretty much the same. But then they said, you know, we're kind of, what did he say? They said, you guys, we'd have to go back and watch the video, that we're not going to discuss it anymore, or something like that, you know. So it's ongoing case. That's it. That's what they said. This is an ongoing case. So interesting. Joanne, I agree. We need to stop listening to parents, in my opinion, who say runaway and treat them as a missing child. And if they happen to be a runaway, good. At least we've erred on the side of covering every base. Joanne says preteens and teenagers are also automatically considered runaways. I don't believe that that's always the case. I don't either. And it wastes a lot of time. But you know what? They are supposed to be going in when a child is missing, whether it's a runaway, and doing an investigation as a missing person. If you go look at the field guide for investigations for missing children, I think it's the Department of Justice, it has what they should be doing. And it's always treat it like a crime, you know, so you don't have to backtrack and you don't lose anything, right? So, yeah, a lot, you all. This shows, in my humble opinion, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a cop, I'm not anything like that, but in my opinion, people lurking around the car right before a child's never seen again, and there's someone in that car next to it too, so 3 people. The mother walks up to them, spends time there. We see Sebastian waiting to get in. The person inside the car waves to Sebastian, in my opinion. That's serious. And so, you know what? Maybe, you know, that's very serious. And then you add flashlights in that behind his house that night. That's serious. Then you add he's gone. Barefoot, a child who doesn't like to be barefoot, doesn't take his cash, leaves it in his room. He's a thinker, he's a planner, he's a plotter, he plays chess. He had plenty of time to leave during the day after school before his mother got home. He didn't. So he would have taken his coat. He loved his coat, his father said. It was cold. He didn't take that. Didn't take his phone, didn't take his switch. In the narrative that morning, his mother never mentions running to his phone to see if he had called someone had called him, or texted or called him, vice versa. I found that odd. His mother jumps from searching in, under, everywhere in the home, all over the house, outside, all over outside, goes from inside the house to jumping into the vehicle, never mentioning searching the garage or under the car for that matter. And I think that garage she's trying to block out in her mind, I think that might be very relevant too. I put out a video on that a while ago. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our family reunion. It's been quite a day, right? So those of you who came in Oh, Justice is sharing something. When my daughter went missing years ago, she walked out of school. They watched her and notified no one. It took me 27 hours of fighting with the cops to get a silver alert issued. It was rough. Oh my goodness, how scary. Did you find her? I hope you found her. In one interview, they hushed the dogs. What if that would have been Sebastian walking into the house? Ah, wow, Bliss. That's a great point. How about the time back in the way beginning? Do you all remember when they were doing an interview and they're like, you come home or something? They said, what would you like to say to him? Well, you can come home anytime. You're not in trouble. And CP says, the door's unlocked. The door's not locked. Well, I thought the door was on a code and he used the code to get in and out. I thought that was really weird. CP said the door's not locked. And remember the reporter who says the emotional roller coaster, according to Mr. Proudfoot, began Sunday night. This is Sunday night. Lady Roses says, too many kids are going missing, as in Missouri, 5 or 6 just in the last couple days. Wow, 27, I believe it said total so far for this month. That's like 1 a day. That's ridiculous. Yes, that is ridiculous. I said your words. That is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, Lady Roses. That's alarming. Joanne said, Sebastian must have been terribly afraid and uncomfortable. The way he acted in the restaurant seemed like he felt something wasn't right. I believe, in my opinion, his mother told him he was going somewhere that night. My opinion. Okay, he did look uncomfortable. And on the way out, he was watching. Remember, on the way out in the footage we watched yesterday, he stood right before the car right next to them. Stood right there for seconds. Not like 1 second, like stood there with Katie next to him. And then he turns his head, looks at Yellow Raincoat. Or no, he looks at Yellow Raincoat. Then he turns himself to that car and stands there for those seconds. I find that odd. If you don't know a vehicle, why are you standing in front of it when it's not yours and yours is right next to it? Because you know the vehicle. You recognize the person in it. The person waves to you. You don't wave back. You watch mom. Your car door may not be locked, or it may be, but regardless, you're not getting in because you're watching what's going on with mom. What's mom doing? Never took his eyes off of them. Stood right before that car next to him. Like it was, in my opinion, my child would have done that, like with his grandparents or something like that, if he saw him at a restaurant, stood in front of their car. You know, like that. So he knew who was in that second car, in my opinion. He watched them. Then he walked away, still watching. And that person waves to him as he rounds the front of his car and stands at that door. The person inside that other car. So he is aware, was aware, is aware who was in that car. I don't know. I wonder what he was doing in between the cars with Green Hoodie. Right. Well, nothing not needing to be explained when there's a crime that's been committed. Right? So hopefully answers will be provided, whoever that is. Yeah, what was the end game? No, I think there was more to that. KP walks with her hands forward. Thank you, Nicey Marie. KP walks with her hands forward and out. Okay? Forward and out. So I'm wondering, and this is alleged speculation, no one's being accused. We're theorizing. Not much has come out in the in almost a year from law enforcement. So we're still trying to speculate, think by what's been put out there. Okay. But yeah, I think he knew that person in the car next to him. I do. Bliss says on the way out, he was zoned in the whole time walking. Yes, he was. It was not a kiddo who was walking, not lighthearted, not worrying, not a care in the world. Absolutely not. He first turned and watched a yellow raincoat. Then he took his whole body and faced the other car with his mother. With his mother. Thank you, Jules, to Callie. Thank you for the super sticker, my friend. I appreciate it. So it's alarming, and it needs to be, and especially now needs to be spoken to the locals, because they need to be told that we either have identified this individual or we are in the process of identifying this individual. So I'm wondering, you all, if possibly a keypad code was exchanged, possibly something that would help someone sleep was exchanged, possibly identification, a fake ID was exchanged, possibly a different type of fake identification. So I don't know. What do you all think was exchanged, if anything? What do you all think was going on between those cars? Make sure you put in your opinion. Yes, yellow coat and the other guy were looking over there. So there was some sort of something's caught their attention, whether it was people hiding between, that guy crouching, the man with the dark brown hair and the receding hairline, or there was a noise or something. Oh, Cece, good thoughts. Rugs, and code, I think, and possibly the cell phone KP was snapping pics of, in my opinion. Could be. Mm-hmm. Yep. Truth for Us says, when parents started talking personal things about Sebastian, it told me he was never coming back to ever hear it. But you know what? Truth for Us also, I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen from the way they speak of him, like, and he lies about homework too, that kind of stuff. Who does that when your child's missing, in my opinion? I think the way they do that is the way they spoke in front of him, in my opinion, when he was around. So I think they would have possibly no problem him hearing that. That's just my opinion, though. You may be 100% correct. I just don't think sensitivity's their rugs code. I don't think sensitivity's up their alley. And another thing, KP, I'm sorry, guys, okay, KP never ran to the school when they told her he had items there. She never ran to hold those items, to look at them, to take them home with her, to see if there was a clue, anything. She never ran to that first vigil. She never ran to the bike rallies. She never ran to the searches. She ran to the Texas Roadhouse after she found out Dog the Bounty Hunter had the footage. Prior to that, she didn't run to the Texas Roadhouse. She even complained because Seth wanted to see the footage. She complained he wanted to see proof of life of his son. But yet, when Dog she was, nothing worried her there. She just complaining he wanted to see it. But yet when Dog the Bounty Hunter and At Night get it during the busy lunch hour, she races in there demanding to see it. They have to ask her to leave. She goes to the neighbors, knocking on doors, asking to see their footage. One neighbor goes to a hotel. The others called security to help them, like private security people. They were scared. But that's only because that was covering someone's own patootie, in my opinion. There's no racing for Sebastian. Not for his stuff, in my opinion, not to search, in my opinion, not to do media interviews, in my opinion, not to go to the school to get his stuff, in my opinion, not to stay home for him, in my opinion, in case he comes home. None of the above, in my opinion. But yet, racing to Texas Roadhouse for footage, making a fuss in front of the local people there during lunch, having to be asked to leave. If nothing happened at the Texas Roadhouse, she wouldn't need to care what dog saw on that footage, because she would know she went there with Sebastian, like she said. Everything was exactly as she said, and there was nothing to see. Why would you race there? Right? Just like you don't search for something you know where it is. Well, you certainly don't race to go get something from someone if you think it's harmless. And I also find it very interesting she didn't go racing and asking someone else for it. She wasn't concerned when law enforcement had it. Allegedly. So it looks like it's when it's someone's own patootie, possibly. But not when it's about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. What do you all think? Am I off? Bliss says, exactly, I feel that too. Address. Ooh, good one. Code, rugs. Okay, cell phone. Where, in my opinion, where did the person go? Did they get into the car next to KP's because we see he drive away? Well, I will be absolutely studying the rest of the footage when my brain rests a little bit. But he walks through with green hoodie. Following behind green hoodie is what I think I'm seeing. Code to the doors. Got it. Joanne says, did you by chance see where he went, Jules? These people involved are devious. How can so many people at the same time be so heartless? I don't know. 3, Mimi Ma says. Bliss says Target. Mimi Ma, in my opinion, says 3. Cece says, because they are all evil, at Joanne, in my opinion. Planning, then picking the time. Yeah, because this shows that there was a plot around that car. And Mom walked right up to the plot. Mama wasn't scared. Mama didn't hold back. Mama walked right up. Left her kid standing outside. So she wasn't scared of those people, or you'd put your kid in the car. Well, most would. Okay? Mama walked right up to him. So, planning, lurking, hiding, someone in the car right next to them, knowing Sebastian knowing them. He stood in front of the car. Also hearing from local sources that a car was in the parking lot for the time that Sebastian and KP were there. No one came into the restaurant and no one took a to-go order, a pickup order. So I think it's that car. I think might be that car. But there's others too, in my opinion. Jules, can we talk about what we can do? It's going to start with the removal of VC, in my opinion. Well, if anyone's the local that wants the petition, you need 15% of the voters, and then it goes to the county commission, and you need a 2/3 vote, and he will be recalled. However, the county commissioner, you had county commissioners at the command post. We've learned before one county commissioner who had an ethics violation we read about. So I think it would stop there, in my opinion. It wouldn't be supported with the 2/3 vote, because those people at the command post know too. And they're not coming forth for a child's life saying, hey, come on, you know, there's something, he was taken. And that's another thing. When they say to their when they were heard saying it's random. I'm not going to give up my sources. It's random. He was taken. Taken means didn't run away. Random means not a stranger, not an opportunity, not a stranger. So to me, means recognized, which is why there was no description on the Amber Alert. My guess, my opinion. Premeditation is what the Texas Roadhouse shows, in my opinion. And one of my friends said in the chat, emailed me today and said, remember the video of KP looking all around inside the Texas Roadhouse, and then that final look on her face sends chills up your spine. The neighbors that had to hire their own security because the police would not come or have to go stay at a hotel, they were scared, is a failure of LE to protect and serve. Yes. In my opinion, this was all planned. CP had one of the neighbors was told, well, are they on your property? No. Well, call us if they come on your property and we'll send a car. Terrible. Knowing a child had disappeared out of that neighborhood. It's just terrible, in my opinion. Hi, Jen. In my opinion, this was all planned. CP had a 4-day holiday, yes, and final planning that Friday night, and it was not Seth's weekend, was that weekend swap. No, I verified that with Seth. There was no swapping of weekends. And CP's behavior at work Monday morning. Correct. I agree with you. Jen. There was also someone waiting for green jacket behind white truck, parked across opposite side of bushes that drove around with white SUV following several times. Thank you, Jen. And I do need to go back. I know there's 2 videos that I really want to watch again from Hindsight and team, one of which I didn't get to see, and the others I want to watch and finish. Keys to a vehicle. Oh, the Apple Watch. Oh. Suspect when watch went immediately missing, but was on camera and we all saw it, the watch. This was the last of the footage I saw, yeah. Money. Lady Roses thinks it could have been money. Prayer Warrior said, at first I thought I saw an envelope, then a phone, then I gave up. I definitely believe there was an exchange. Instructions. Ooh. Hi, Town Chat. You be safe. You know, I have no idea. No one has formally come out and said anything about that. I do have someone saying that who has told me that, emailed me that, but I have not called Hendersonville, verified, and I don't think they'd even probably, I would think it would be announced, wouldn't it? But anyway, there is someone who is from the area who has indicated it has been turned over to Hendersonville police, but I have no receipts of that. I have no proof of it. I have not verified that. Joanne Marie says there is no way, in my opinion, that this was spontaneous. Not when so many people are at a restaurant, right? Circling around and so many moving pieces, flashlights in the backyard, sedans pulling up at 3 a.m., people at Warsham's. I mean, it's just a lot. BP. There's just a lot going on. Lady Roses says, I think all the neighbors should file a lawsuit on Sumner County Sheriff's Office, LE. They're afraid. They're afraid. And do you blame them? I don't think they feel very, in my opinion, protected. And they don't know who it is. They haven't been told it's a stranger, it's a this, it's a that. They have no idea. They're very worried. They've gotten no direction. Other than the direction really is to follow the sheriff and just life goes on kind of thing, in my opinion. And why are so many people involved? Well, you know, that's interesting. And I think about that. Look how many people were involved in the Nina and Faith situation. Big D and Kathy B flew out to plan with CP, right? Kathy B ended up flying back and taking Faith. CP said to Nina, let her go. It'll be easier than driving the newborn. The neighbors told Nina those three were plotting. Then Nina's child goes into the hospital. CB watches Faith, not the step-grandchildren. CP's father and stepmom watched them. Then Melissa P allegedly makes a phone, lets them, she's there around in the parking lot, allegedly, and informs when, Nina gets home, and within minutes, a knock is on the door. She thinks it's going to be her baby, and it's an attorney or someone serving papers. I believe an attorney, someone serving papers. See the moving pieces? Melissa gives that person heads up who moves in and serves the papers. And then she goes to the front door to ask for her child, and TB gets involved with an alleged baseball bat and the F word. That's a lot of people. And that's one family. And then Melissa P tells CP to back over her later on when they're at a police station. So, crazy. So that is, in my opinion, I'm going to be going back to hindsight stuff so I can watch it all in full, her team. And I realize that there's a lot in there that I haven't seen. I'm going to look at that too, put it together. And hopefully we will bring him home. One way or another, whether it's rescue or recovery, we need to bring Sebastian home. The coughs in the RV during Nancy Grace, yes, there was someone else in that RV. Everything's so sneaky and odd, right? In my opinion, like for instance, the America's Most Wanted. You can't come in our home, but we're in a different place and we're going to bring Sebastian in a box and set it there and then pull all these memories. Where and how does KP's friend was there that weekend, and what allegedly is what we've been told, and when Seth arrived on Monday was there. And I don't understand why that's weird that never went into the narrative. Oh, he was so excited because his buddy was in town and they love to play together. None of it mentioned. None of it mentioned. So, I don't know. I don't know, you all. I think it's really scary. Any child that was missing, this would be scary. Any person that is looming, or people that are looming around a vehicle right before the child is never seen again, is scary and needs to be addressed. I agree. It was planned, in my opinion, too. So I don't know, Joanne, why she's left her friend Lori out of the narrative and her son E. I mean, when you're talking about, you take big stories, right? If you go to bed and you wake up and your son's not there, you don't have a big story that starts 24 hours before with spaghetti pancakes, in my opinion. You start at, we got home from dinner, cleaned up, went to bed, got ready for school, went to bed, woke up in the morning and he wasn't there. I have no idea. We wouldn't have such a big story, in my opinion. Okay? Doors are all locked. The only people with access to the codes and the keys is Melissa P., Kathy B., Chris P., Katie P., and Sebastian knows the codes but doesn't have keys. So either, and there's no sign of breaking and entering and no sign of Sebastian scent leaving the home. So either KP opened the door and let someone in, or is fibbing and forgot to lock the door at night. I don't know. It does, or someone with access came in, which is very few people. Oh, and a house cleaner has access. I can't clear that up for you. You know why? Okay, we've heard a lot of different things on the RVs, and what we need to do is go back to all the panels and write down the comments on the RVs, okay? We've heard he went and picked up his own. He was gone 17 hours. Then we heard 24 hours, but he did not go alone. He had, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say who was with him, but he had individuals with him on that drive to the RV, which I find is very odd, because why would you take individuals with you rather than keep them to support your wife whose child is missing? Okay. Then he brings his RV back, right? And we were told one person, and if any of you know where this is, I have one person searching for when CP said he went with his mom to Oregon to help sell her RV. I've never heard that or seen it. If any of you know where that is, please let me know. Okay. So we were also told he went to get his and then traded with his mom, brought his mom's back to the house. And another odd thing I was told was the neighbor behind them, they have an RV, they have a fifth wheel, you know, the cop. They have a fifth wheel. But at the time of the disappearance, my local source said they did not have the same fifth wheel as CP. But after the disappearance, CP and CC have the same fifth wheels. By the way, who's to say Sebastian wasn't in that other fifth wheel? Wasn't put in that other fifth wheel for a little bit? I don't know. We don't know. I can't clear it up, Jules, but what we need to do is go back to those beginning panels where he talks about it and start writing them down and emailing each other the info, all of us. So if anyone hears anything about the RV, the changing of the RV park, getting the RV, selling mom's RV, whatever the case may be, will you write down what panel, what show you're watching and the timestamp for us? And we'll all compile it, okay? If you send it to me in the subject line, please put RV. I don't know. It's been confusing, Jules. We've got to clear it up too. And I just don't want to clear it up on hearsay because so much has been said, right? I think we just go back and get it from the horse's mouth. You got super cussed out in a Facebook group because you didn't agree with him and his mom didn't have the same RV. Okay. We will get into that. We're going to have to go back. I'm going to be honest. I won't tell you something I don't know, but I want to go back and I want to revisit those panels. Yeah, they should be able to trace VIN numbers on campers like a car, if they did. Also, remember, they let him go get that camper. Did someone follow him? Did someone immediately do forensic testing on that camper, that RV? Those things. Remember, because he did, according to Elevated Truth, he said, my truck pinged there that night, and those a-holes don't even know it. Was his truck forensically checked? One hopes, right? I don't know if he has her this summer. I know we heard all about it last summer, so my guess would be not, but only because we haven't heard anything. Okay. But last summer, no, remember, I was shared by the locals that there was someone else at the house staying. Okay. It was not CP and KP. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I was wondering how KB went up there and then flew to Costa Rica and then flew home, in my opinion. Up where? Oregon? Lots of, they've made the waters very muddy. Raymond, thank you. Raymond, do you happen to remember if you could email me at crimetimebuzz@gmail.com what channel? And I will search for that. And even if you can kind of remember a title, but I know you're busy, but I can look for the title. But if you can just even put the initials here in our chat, would be great. Thank you. They have to be licensed, yes. Yeah, we don't know what anyone's been doing lately, right? Awfully quiet. Awfully quiet. Well, I want to thank you all for being members of the family and all your support, your questions. We do need to get down to the RV. I need to go back to the Texas Roadhouse footage again now and look on my own, and also look at Hindsight's and Mama Risa's work, and in detail, like really study it, not just listening. So I appreciate you guys. I have kind of a little brain break. I'm tired tonight. That letter writing and gathering all the images, that image gathering for me was, thank you, Raymond. Thank you very, very much. Was mind-blowing as far as I'm concerned. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. So I am going to sign off, my family, and thank you for all of your support, for all your ideas. I'm screenshotting them. And I really do thank you all. We are going to bring him home. We're not going to stop until we do. And Tooth Frost said, yeah, I'm mad Seth was played like they were close with LE, then that fizzled. Yes, in my opinion, I think they did that too, because they were a little unnerved that Dog's team came in and had all this stuff, and they had been, saying not much and not working with the father. So I think they decided to get on board, but didn't get on board very much, because we see a father begging for help. And the sheriff told him, I don't care what the public or my constituents think. That is horrible. Absolutely. I can't even believe it. You all, thank you so much. Every single one of you. Maj, you've done a wonderful job again. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I will see you all next time. Talk soon. Hugs back.